4G. ChristopherMedia.net.
I'm a youth soccer coach, and I'm also a parent. I'm just thrilled that my daughter and her teammates are able to play the game that they love. And that's why I'm happy that a COVID vaccine was approved for kids 12 to 15 years old. Getting kids vaccinated now will get them ready for the next school year and get them back on the field safely. And get back to doing what we love to do.
To schedule an appointment, go to covid19.nj.gov/vaccine.
Some of the variants actually have a higher likelihood of being more infectious and even infecting younger people. So one of the ways to eliminate the variants is to actually get vaccinated.
Hear more from New Jersey doctors about COVID-19 at nj.gov/health/vaxfax. That's nj.gov/health/VAXFACTS.
The CDC and FDA have approved the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for kids 12 to 15. Getting your kids vaccinated now means they can get back to school, back to friends, back to sports and interests and plans for the future. Let's keep them safe, stop the spread, and let kids get back to being kids. For more information or to schedule an appointment, go to covid19.nj.gov/vaccine.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. And now, here are your hosts.
And we're back. I'm Chris.
I'm Rich.
I am the Iceman.
No, it's not back. The Brooklyn Nets. Oh, man. Oops.
Oops, not me. Oops.
No, I just mean in general. I mean, if the winner in that one was Vegas. Told you that guy's in the chat. I mean, they were the odds-on favorite. I mean, even you said their lineup on paper, you're like, yeah, they're going to win. But Milwaukee taking the Nets 7 games. It's done. It's over. And now the Bucks are down to the Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks. Like it's 1987. Like Dominique's back out there.
Wilkins still on the team. Yeah.
Well, Young, Dominique Wilkins.
Who the fuck are the Atlanta Hawks?
Well, see, here's the problem, though. Here's what you face. It's what we talked about a while ago when I said people are talking about LeBron James and that's it. Okay, well, he's gone now. Now you start to see the rest of the league. Who are the Atlanta Hawks? Who is there? I can tell you Trae Young. I can't tell you much else.
By the way, thank you. You just won me $10. I bet we wouldn't make 5 minutes into NBA talk before you brought up LeBron when it had nothing to do with LeBron. Your obsession is getting a little fucking pathological, bro. It's time to talk to somebody.
But I wanted to
bring it up in therapy.
The byline on that Hawks took out the Sixers. What the fuck? What is going on in the Eastern Conference, folks?
Which, by the way, I gotta say, the funniest thing to come out of the Sixers getting bounced is that fucking letter some 9-year-old wrote to Joel Embiid or whatever, and was like, "You're my favorite basketball player. I'm sorry you lost. I saw you crying on TV. It's okay to lose sometimes. I lost basketball games too." And I'm like, "Yo, this the soft ass children they're raising in Philly? Like seriously, man. Drop them kids off on the east side and tell them to fucking make their way to fucking Ann Arbor. Okay, like get some Lord of the Flies going. What the soft ass child in Philly wrote that letter?"
What's really sucks is there's a lot of finger pointing going on in Philly right now. People saying from the organization that Ben Simmons isn't the player that they thought he was and might not be with them again, and it's contract time for him. And I'm looking at him going, and you're doing this now because you lost. Somebody's got to take the fall for it, and you're going to pick Ben Simmons. Joel Embiid isn't the person they think he is. He's all right. He's okay.
He seems to have durability issues.
A lot. I broke a nail. I'm out for 3 or 4 weeks till it grows back.
Well, durability issues. Like Kyrie, good God, can we just call him a bust? Like whenever it's important, he's hurt. And I feel like we've said this the last 2-3 weeks.
We've said this the last 2 or 3 years. Well, before he had him in Boston. He had him in Cleveland, and now he has him in Brooklyn. It's it's what he does.
Well, before you guys start hopping around too much, to go back to Philly, is this pretty much the nail in the coffin of the idea of the process? Because this is the end result of the Philly process. We're going to tank, we're going to get high draft picks, we're going to build through the draft, and then maybe sign one piece when we're that close, and then make our deep run. Or is this the beginning of the process starting to pay off? Because I honestly don't know, and I just remember hearing constantly for the last decade, the process.
I think it's the beginning of the process. I think it's the beginning of the payoff, because they've been inching closer and closer to the playoffs, and going deeper and deeper. Like they're not done yet. Couple more years to cook, maybe even next season.
Okay, I disagree with you. Obviously, that's what we do. But no, this is the end. This is the end of the process. This was supposed to be their year. This was supposed to be everything culminating to the big championship. And they're nowhere close. Did I think they were going to beat the Bucks? Yes, I did. But they weren't going all the way. So it's no surprise to me that they're out. But as early as it is, yeah, that surprises me. But Joel Embiid isn't everything he was built to be. He's as we just said, Kyrie Part 2. Ben Simmons is kind of like giving the middle finger to the whole team, going, I'm giving everything I got. Where's everybody else? Why am I the one? And they're giving it back to him. And you know what? I think they collapse. This is a failed process, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, dude, this is what happens with the draft lottery. It's not the NFL. You can't guarantee a fucking number one pick with the shittiest fucking record. I mean, believe me, any fucking fans of any fucking Detroit team up until now realize that. But, I mean, I don't know, dude. Is this the parity that all these leagues want? Because it seems like I hear more crying about who's left in the playoffs because the quote-unquote headliners aren't there. And I'm like, well, then stop face fucking the league with this parity bullshit and just admit you want your fucking superstars in the last series of the fucking season. I mean, because I don't understand. I don't get it. And I'm a complete NBA outsider, but it's like, who the fuck? Who? You know what I'm saying? Like, even my friends who follow basketball are like, this is a fucked up playoffs. This ain't going how I thought it was going to go. And I'm like, well, you ain't the only one. There's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that made tee times that weren't thinking they were going to do it for a couple more months.
Here's the thing. When you think of the NBA and, quote, all-stars and, superstars and processes and all that, this is, again, NBA and any pro team sport has this issue of the new generation. All right, they're not what they used to be. The all-stars, the superstars aren't who the all-stars, the superstars used to be. All right, they don't play through injury.
Dude, I can't. I get it, man. I can't. Go on. Stop. I can't go through 5 minutes. We go through this every fucking week. We talk about the NBA. I get it. They're pussies. What's your point?
That's my
point. They're pussies. Okay. So we've established what we've established every fucking episode for the last 5 years. Okay, great, wonderful.
Okay, but the reason I'm saying that now, Rich, is Kerr came on and said that Kevin Durant is more talented than Michael Jordan. No, he's not. Dude, I'm tired of people trying to compare today's athletes to the athletes of old. It doesn't work that way.
Dude, I swear to God, if I go the rest of my fucking life and never hear the name Michael Jordan or LeBron James again uttered in the same fucking sentence, topic, paragraph, whatever, I would be perfectly happy on my deathbed. I am so sick of hearing about a motherfucker who made his debut almost fucking 40 goddamn years ago being compared to people who ain't the fuck... Dude, stop it. It's a completely different game. You can't compare.
Do it.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Well, who's the better, LeBron or apples and bowling balls, guys? Apples and bowling balls. That's why you couldn't compare Wayne Gretzky's game to Gordie Howe's game. They didn't play the same game. Gordie Howe had a fucking... Most of the superstars back in the NHL back in the day had a fucking mean streak a mile wide in them. Gretzky, with his chicken legs, yes. Greatest assist man, greatest scorer of all time, not arguing. The motherfucker was built like a stork. He ain't fighting shit. His left jab couldn't break wind. Okay? Like, it's not the same comparison. And no, I'm sorry if you thought I was talking directly to you. I'm not. But I'm tired of getting sucked into this fucking bullshit argument because it doesn't have any basis in reality. It's not like this is a sabermetric thing where they're comparing this person to historically other people. No, it's the eyeball test. Well, I grew up with Jordan. I like Jordan. I grew up with LeBron. I like LeBron. Well, liking and being the best aren't the same thing. My favorite players aren't the best players. Period. End of story. Okay? And it's not even the same game anymore, dude. I think we can all agree upon that.
Not even close.
Well, none of them are.
No, absolutely not. And that's why it's like, oh my God. And this is, I'll get into it later. But I finally dipped my toe into the fucking cesspool that is ESPN Plus. That's a waste of fucking money. I'm mad the fuckers got my $6 fucking for this month.
But it's like,
yeah, you're goddamn right. I'm not joking. 2 days after I fucking signed up for it, I fucking was like, end subscription. They're like, it'll end 28 days from now. Not soon enough. Waste of fucking money, dude. Because all it is fucking, I don't see any, I'll go into it later. Anyways, but all I see is these clips of these fucking talking head shows and people argue. Let's bring up Michael Jordan. That's almost 40 fucking years ago his rookie year was.
You know what though? They have to.
Do they fucking do that?
They do it all over the place, all the time. Even in football, the 85 Bears, boxing, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, you hear them all the time. They have to bring these people up because in today's sports, you don't have that person. You can't find those people. They try. LeBron James and Tampa Bay, and they try to bring those people, but when people are like, you're fucking insane, they're like, okay, so Michael Jordan, yeah, okay, go back to when it was, not where it is.
Well, I mean, dude, my point is that it's a different league the way it's officiated. It's got some stain on it since Jordan made his first fucking debut in the NBA because you had that official who got fucking caught trying to fix games or fixing games. I can't remember which. You know, there's been fucking teams openly saying we're trying to tank, we're trying to get a high draft pick, which goes against the competitive spirit of any of the leagues in any professional sport league. And it's just like, I'm just going, I get it. You have to bring this up, but there's many other things you could be talking about right now. And none of these fucking talking heads do it. It's all fucking waiting for the got you moment, waiting for Barkley to say something that he shouldn't have said, waiting for Shaq to say something that he shouldn't have said, so we can go, oh, gotcha. Or let's talk about Michael Jordan and compare him to players that, you know, weren't even born when he won his first fucking 3 back-to-back championships. And it's like, dude, you can't. It's not even the same fucking, they ain't cut from the same cloth, man. It's just not.
It's kind of like what Chris said about Vegas getting the win. Vegas did get the win, but it took the wind out of every sail in a sports talk's, mind. They were ready to talk about the Brooklyn Nets until the finals. And all of a sudden they're gone and they're like, oh shit, what do we talk about now?
I'm sure the NBA marketing team is fucking they're suicidal at the prospect of like Atlanta and Milwaukee versus Phoenix.
Oh God.
All three of those, because it's looking like Phoenix is playing who? The Clippers?
Yes, LA Clippers.
Yeah, their last hope is the Clippers. Like, if I'm that is the last hope. That's the second biggest media market left. Other than that, it's
the least popular team in the second biggest media market.
Yeah.
Only because Milwaukee and Atlanta, you have the Greek Freak in Milwaukee. You have Trae Young in Atlanta, and that's the only people you're going to talk about. In LA, you have the big three of Rondo, PG-13, and Kawhi Leonard. So they've got to get them into the finals somehow. And Suns, like I said last week, aren't having it. They don't care who's on their team. That long rest period we were worried about, showing no signs of being a factor at all. They're coming out and going, yeah, we're somebody. We need to be talked about. And everybody in the sports world is going, who the fuck are these fucking guys? It is the go-to-work Pistons, like we said last week. These are people from every other fucking team that, you know, I'm a superstar, and people are like, not really here, go over there. And finally, they've all come together on one team and goes, you know what? And now they're showing them what.
Well, I mean, I can tell you this. I mean, granted, it was a cunt hair over 20 years ago that I lived in Phoenix, but I was there for 98, so the inaugural season of the Diamondbacks. No one gave a shit. No one gave a shit. No, dude, there were motherfuckers that I was like, so do you ever go to a hockey game out here? They're like, we have a hockey team.
Well, you didn't have Coyote season tickets? Or?
No. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, dude, they're giving them away at Burger King when you buy a Whopper. Here's a ticket on the glass, you know, center ice type shit. I'm like, you've never been? I didn't even know we had a hockey team. I'm like, you've had one for a while. Like, and it was an established team that moved here. You didn't know that? No. Oh, okay. But football and basketball, oh, them motherfuckers, bunch of fucking Rain Men walking around, savants, regurgitating stats and fucking dates. I'm just like, okay, this is a football basketball town, obviously. So I'm sure Phoenix is happy. They're partying on Camelback, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm with Chris. Like, oh my God, a Phoenix Milwaukee or a Phoenix Atlanta finals.
Yeah, if this is a Phoenix Atlanta finals,
well, for a league whose ratings, even though they do their best to fucking hide this fact and ignore it, it's facts are facts. Your ratings are dwindling, and some of it's due to pure fuckery. Some of it's due to, dude, we have a million things to distract us these days. It's not like 40 years ago where you wake up and you open the fucking sports section and read it front to back, and that's all you got unless you got cable. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that, dude. This is video games, your phone, fucking how many streaming services, et cetera, et cetera. On top of it, if it is like a Phoenix fucking like Atlanta or Milwaukee final, do they not realize that they just like opened up the entire country is now open again and people are fucking dying from cabin fever, and they're like, the last thing I want to do is sit in my house and watch a fucking final that I don't have any rooting interest in.
I mean, the best thing they can hope, Atlanta and Phoenix, because I'm looking at the 2021 Nielsen DMA rankings. Atlanta is the number 7 market, and Phoenix is number 11. So I mean, they're praying for the Hawks to come out of the East. Because let's see if we can find the Milwaukee medium market here. Still scrolling.
Real quick, I could see Atlanta having a strong fan base down there because there's a lot of fucking dude. Atlanta is like the New York of the South, man.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, by the way, Milwaukee, number 37. Oof.
Oh.
Rich, when the MLB decided to take out the game, their All-Star game, and deflate that city, and it cost them a lot of fucking money. How do you think people are feeling right now about the NBA playoffs and their team?
They're winning. They don't care. They're winning. Dude, you know how it goes. It's your first day in sports.
What do you mean? Well, hold on. What do you mean? Like, how do they feel about their team? In what way are we talking? Like I feel like the loyal Hawk fans are like, fuck yeah, here we go, we're making a run. But I think sports people in general in that city are kind of like, you know what, Major League Baseball, go fuck yourself.
Why are we talking about baseball when we're talking about the NBA? It's two different fans, two different fan bases.
Right. And that's my point. So the fan base of baseball is sitting there going, yeah, the All-Star game, I'm going, let's get it. And then they just take it right out because of political reasons. Fuck you, fans.
Which is connected to the NBA playoffs. How?
Because the NBA playoffs are now running through Atlanta, and the Hawks are doing phenomenal.
Yeah, and people love a winner.
I think it would draw in the Major League Baseball fans that got shat on for political reasons.
Well, in that case, though, they're only shat on if they choose to be shat on. Like the All-Star game left, it ain't coming back. You want to feel shat on, go ahead. Most people aren't going. Like the All-Star game came here in 2000 whatever. Did any of you go?
No, I think
the Super Bowl came here in 2006. Did you go? No,
but I think the sports fans period that are, you're talking about my city, and we're supposed to have this big, huge All-Star game.
Are these your feelings again, Earl? You're projecting them onto other fan bases.
Okay, hold on 1 sec. I just want to say I get the point you're aiming for there, Ice, but I don't know if I mean, there's always going to be bandwagon jumpers. When your team does well, motherfuckers who had no interest in the sport are going to jump on the bandwagon. That's just how it goes. So take those people out the equation. If you're talking like baseball fans are pissed because something that was completely out of their control they're being punished for, you know what I'm saying? By like, well, you voting rights bill, you don't get the All-Star game now. It's like, yeah, we've only been planning this for what, 10 years in advance, and you're going to do this to us? Like, I understand. There's probably people that are pissed off, but bro, what's the demographic of Atlanta? Do you really think a lot of people are fucking in Atlanta stumping for the fucking Republican Party? No. I mean, dude, there's probably a lot of people that are like, don't care, don't watch baseball. It's an old white person sport anyways. Go Hawks. So that's where I'm like, I think you're overestimating how many people are just going to hop on that bandwagon just because the All-Star game ain't there.
Well, I think the small business owners in Atlanta are come on, Hawks.
Well, there are a bunch of people that there is a group that is suing Major League Baseball. Yes, there's a group of business owners that are suing Major League Baseball, saying you owe us money, fucko.
Good. I mean, dude, how fucking far in advance do they? What is it? I was exaggerating when I said 10 years. It's what, 4 or 5 years for All-Star games and Super Bowls. They announced, dude. They announced in what, 2001 that we got the Super Bowl for 2006.
Yeah.
And bro, the city went into high gear immediately, trying to put out like, oh shit. That's when Campus Martian made its big fucking splash, and they went downtown and cleaned up Cash Corridor. Cash Corridor is a fucking tourist trap now. Cash Corridor used to be like, go ahead.
Now it's called Midtown.
Yes. And it used to be where you went to get drugs, hookers, or robbed, sometimes all three.
Now it's everybody know you didn't go past 75 when you were on Woodward. Like, nope, not going down there. This is where you get on the freeway. Now.
So I mean, yeah, dude. Second of all, you're going to hold a whole fan base responsible for something that, let's be honest, you have no idea whether they fucking even support, let alone voted for these people who did it. And can we stop acting like politicians don't act in their own best interests? They act in their constituents' interests, because that's a bullshit fairy tale that I can't believe anyone fucking believes in anymore. The
young people do.
They'll say whatever. Well, you also believe in Santa Claus and Jesus when you're young. So what's that tell you?
There's a comedian, Dana Gould. He was on the Adam Carolla show a few years ago, and it was a conversation about politics, and he was talking about running into people like that. And he always, when he has those conversations, he always says something always goes off in their head, and his head goes, "Oh, that's right. You still think politicians can actually do something for you?"
Yeah, I mean, dude, politicians will say whatever they need to say to get your vote. Once they got your vote, fuck you until they need your vote again.
They just want your tax money because that's their salary. That's all they want from you.
Bingo. That's and I mean, that is exactly. So yeah, fuck them. How many fucking businesses were, especially after the last year and a half we've had, how many businesses were counting on that All-Star game?
I did read an article about a bunch of black-owned businesses in Atlanta going, "Hey, thanks for that. That's cool. Hey, by the way, you just didn't realize you're trying to help us. You just fucked us over. Thanks for that."
Yeah, but you know what? Oh well, that's collateral damage. Yeah. Whoever gets in the way of quote unquote progress must be fucking killed or destroyed. Oh well, sorry. Can't make an omelet without breaking eggs.
I actually think Killer Mike might have been part of that group of business owners. Going, hey, thanks, fucko.
Living up to my nickname, I called it everyone. I told you take politics out of fucking sports when they did it in the NFL.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. You love to throw ice into fucking everything, don't you?
Yeah,
the world is not your drink, Earl. All right.
Damn it.
Yeah, but
why this fucking straw?
yeah. Just because you got it right about one thing doesn't mean your ice maker's working 100% of the time. Okay, I'm just saying.
One thing, really?
That
Phoenix,
motherfucker.
how you doing? Brooklyn, how you doing?
Motherfucker, before the first game was played, the year the fucking Eagles won, I called it on this show. I said they're going to win the Super Bowl. I ain't fucking taking victory laps, and that was before one fucking regular season game was played.
Just because you're right one time doesn't mean your ice maker's working at 100%.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You get it now. You understand. I'm with you. Well, come home to Jamaica, okay? We're tracking. You're picking up what I'm laying down. Yes. No, look, man, I have no sympathy for, I'm sorry. So billionaires and millionaires are going to have less eyes on them than they're used to, yet they're still going to turn a profit. I'm sorry. The last year and a half I've had, I can't really boo-hoo for you that hard. Like, the business people, yeah, you're caught in the crossfire of people trying to fucking grandstand and make these sweeping political generalizations, and it's fucking you over. This is why, well, anyways, it's not unregimented. Moving on. But it's just like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, dude, if you're a fucking NBA fan, you're going to watch it, right? Period. End of story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to care. Dude, I've watched hockey games that I had no rooting interest in. Didn't like anybody on either team. Because, fuck, it's hockey and it's the only thing on. But I'm just saying, not really a good time for you to put up, the 36th number 36 in the fucking media market?
37, Milwaukee.
Oh, 37 in a row?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's like, not the time for that shit on top of everything else. But, I mean, hey, man, let's be honest. You know what? Fuck it. I just got a rooting interest. I hope fucking Atlanta gets to the finals. And you know why? For this reason. Those business owners who got fucked over by the All-Star game pulling out. You know what? I don't know how many. I got you. I don't know. I figured it out. I thought you were trying to say something else, and I'm like, bro, you're planting bushes to beat around. Just get to it. And then it was like, no, that's not what you're saying. So that's my bad. I'm sorry. But yeah, dude, fuck it. Why not? I don't care who wins. At this point, these people are fucking, dude, most people who own small businesses who understand they want to be successful, like, work at their business, are there from open to close at their business, very hands-on, make sacrifices in day-to-day life to keep their business going. They've been counting on this. This gets the rug, they pull the rug out from under them. Fuck it. You know what? Instant karma. Let the NBA ratings fucking be low for this finals. Let Atlanta get into the finals. Let these business people make some fucking money. Haven't we shuttered enough businesses in the last year and a half?
Yep.
Do we need to keep doing it?
Yeah, you take away the MLB All-Star game, and then you get COVID. These fucking people are just so fucking unlucky right now.
COVID was
and
first.
I'm just loving the fact that the Hawks are in the playoffs and heading probably to the finals. They're not going to win, but they're probably heading there.
Well, the only thing I can say that sucks is that having lived through having an All-Star game here in Detroit, yes, it's what, a 3-4 day break, or is it longer? They might be longer this year because of the Olympics. I'm not sure. Are they trying to do the Olympic break and the All-Star game at the same time?
No idea.
Okay. I mean, it kind of makes sense if they had the 3-day All-Star break, the All-Star game day off, and then they shipped out to the Olympics for the week or whatever. They play their round robin and then they do their playoffs, whatever.
Let me look at my fancy baseball schedule. Tell you how long the All-Star break is.
Well, my point is, for those, you have the run up to those 3 days. You have the business that comes from that. You have the business once those 3 days are there. And then you have the fucking people who are there 3-4 days, and you get the residual business left over. Yes, it drops off a little bit. But, I mean, that's a hit to that city and their economy. But at the same time, if it goes 7 games, they're at least getting 3 of them. That's gonna have to generate probably more business locally than an All-Star game.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
Yep. I definitely think it will.
Normal All-Star break this year.
Okay.
They come back on the 15th and they stop playing on the 11th. So yeah, regular All-Star break.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Well, I do have one thing that I find hilarious that's basketball related. And that's apparently they let any smooth brain retard work as an NBA fucking analyst, because Jay Williams, even though he's a former fucking player, even though he's immersed in NBA culture, apparently didn't know that the Celtics have had black coaches before. And tweeted out, "Oh, well, congratulations for the Celtics for hiring the first person at POC head coach." And it's like,
Doc Rivers? Like,
yeah, he doesn't have
he's
a word with you.
recent. Like a few years ago recent. Like didn't the one they win, wasn't that his? The one with Ray Allen
in
and all them?
2008?
Yeah.
Yeah. The original fucking Big Three, yeah.
Yeah. Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't this kind of like everyone who always talks about there isn't a narrative out there? Doesn't this kind of say, no, actually, maybe there is? Like, this motherfucker was in the league and is saying shit that didn't happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, Bill Russell, Doc Rivers, Casey Jones. To me, this speaks to this goes back to, it doesn't matter what the facts are. I feel this way. That's what's important. And then it also, you couple that with this arrogant thought process that a lot of these younger guys seem to have. And he's 39, but you're in the media industry, and I'm not talking podcasts, bro. You're surrounded and you're forced to drink the Kool-Aid if you want to. You have to tap dance. I don't care who you are. Period. End of story. To get in the belly of the beast, you got to play the game, and you got to suck the beast cock. Okay? End of story. No more debate. So I get it. But this ignorance of history for a sport you played and are an analyst for is unforgivable. And of course, now he's coming out saying, I was hacked. Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay. So now we're into the land of ICE conspiracy theories. You know, that some white supremacist hacked him and put this on there to make him look bad. Really, dude? Be honest with you, I'm pretty sure I'm talking actual Nazi flag, shaved head, red suspenders, white bootlaces, Nazis, skinheads, white supremacists don't know who the fuck you are, nor do they care.
I'll just say, there's bigger targets, buddy.
Yeah, you're just another fucking another talking fucking one of them on the TV to those people.
You know,
period. End of story. You ain't nothing special, bro. It's not about you.
Like Shaq, Charles Barkley. You know, actual superstars.
You know, actual people.
We're too far away from it. Who do you pick? Finals now again.
Who's going to win?
Yes.
Phoenix. Momentum.
Yes.
Momentum.
Chip on shoulder.
All right. Now, continue your point, Rich, now that Ice had to be the conversation rapist.
No, it's just, that's my point. This, dude, and it's about as how do I put this? The way it's being reported is like, oh, well, people make mistakes. And it's like, no.
Really? Is that what we did for is that what we did from 2016 to 2021 in January? We just had the whole people make mistakes attitude.
Yeah, because, you know, this, just like the greatest superhero movie ever, Black Panther, had a line in it, we don't do that here. Well, this is America, where our feelings don't care about your facts. We don't do that here. There's no mistakes. Intent doesn't matter. Impact does. He should be fired. Period. End of story. If we're going to hold, now I don't agree with him being fired. I don't agree with Jeremy Roenick getting fired. I don't agree with Charles Barkley having to, and you can kiss my entire fat Royal Irish ass. He quit. He was forced the fuck out. We all know that. It's one of those, you don't quit or resign, we fire you. And what is he going to hang around waiting to be fired for so he can collect a $300 bump every week from the government on unemployment? I don't fucking think so. Okay? So suck my dick, motherfucker, if you're listening and you think that's what's going on, because you're an ignorant fuck and you should have been swallowed. It's bullshit. But if we're going to have these standards, apply them across the board. I don't give a fuck if he's your boy. I don't give a fuck if he's on your team. Let me break it down real simple for you. A 5-year-old can understand. I'm going to break it down like a fraction and be straight, no chaser for you simple fucks out there, because I know there's a couple. All right? If you have to give up or change true north on your moral compass and your principles to fit your ideology, your moral compass never pointed true north, and you've never had any principles. Period. End of story.
Oh, by the way, hasn't anyone come out to shame him for minimizing the achievements and accomplishments of these black coaches?
Of course not.
Because if he was white, they would have. Oh, did I say that on the mic? Yes, I did. Oops.
Because, dude, we wallow in our hypocrisy now. We revel in it. We celebrate lies. We love living lies. We celebrate lies, and we celebrate hypocrisy. It's our bread and butter these days. And when I say we, I'm basically saying, yeah, if you don't have any contact with people under 20, you have no idea what's coming down the line. And you know what? Maybe that's better, because I don't know. If I knew a nuclear bomb was going to land and I was standing at ground zero, I might waste my last few moments instead of just doing what the fuck I wanted to do, because
trying to get away from it.
Bro, I'm telling you, it ain't no better with the younger generation. It ain't no better, dude. It's the same bullshit. In fact, I've heard this from multiple people who are falling this age range. Why the fuck do I need to know about history? Why do I need to know about what happened before I was born? It doesn't matter to me. That's the prevailing attitude. So if 51% of this fucking country feels that way, and I truly believe it, doesn't matter you wear a MAGA hat, doesn't matter if you fucking peacefully protest and set shit on fire. Your feelings don't care about facts.
You know what I'd say to those people then? Then fine. Shut the fuck up about slavery and reparations. Happened before you were born. What does it matter?
No, you can't do that. Because if it's in history and it affects them negatively, then they care.
Well, we went through this. We touched on this and Unregimented. Then because of the co-host we had at the time, I think the subject got changed, but, it's just like, well, you can't punish the children who are brought here by their parents illegally, searching for a better life. You can't punish children for the sins of the father unless it comes to slavery.
Uh-huh. And you can punish
apparently that's
the children, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, the
my family wasn't even in this country when fucking slavery was legal.
Nor was mine.
So you going to take money out of my pocket to give to somebody else? You better make sure I owe that motherfucker. And I don't owe nobody shit for slaves, because I never owned slaves, and neither did my family.
And my family was here before slaves. So, where's my reparation?
I don't know. Claim 1/18th fucking Native American and go get your cut of a casino somewhere. What the fuck you want me to say?
Yeah, there's tons of them in Kansas. Get your piece.
You're telling me all the fuck. You tell me you come from a long line of hoes. And I'm not talking women. I'm talking women and men. You tell me someone didn't fuck a Native American somewhere down the line, have a kid? Come on now.
I'm saying Native American. I'm Cherokee.
Well, I'm Fugawi.
Where the fuck are we?
Okay, Velvet Jones.
We wander around and I'd be like, oh, where the fuck are we? Yeah. I didn't know you were Native American. What? Part of the Wait and See tribe?
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
Things I thought could never happen. Me in a punk band?
What?
We Are Lady Parts, a new original comedy streaming only on Peacock.
A confused mix of hash anthems and sour girl power. Syra, vocals. Aisha, drummer. Bisma, bassist. Mumtaz, band manager. And me, Amina, lead guitar.
You were really good until you puked all over the front row. Ew.
We Are Lady Parts. All episodes streaming now. Only on Peacock.
I'm a youth soccer coach, and I'm also a parent. I'm just thrilled that my daughter and her teammates are able to play the game that they love. And that's why I'm happy that a COVID vaccine was approved for kids 12 to 15 years old. Getting kids vaccinated now will get them ready for the next school year and get them back on the field safely. and get back to doing what we love to do.
To schedule an appointment, go to covid19.nj.gov/vaccine. Remember before COVID-19, when we could go to shows or celebrate in person or have family gatherings where the only worry was when someone was going to talk politics? Let's get back to that. Let's get vaccinated. COVID-19 vaccines are safe, effective, and free. Sure, we'll have to keep wearing masks for a while, but you know what? This is the start. Go to covid19.nj.gov/vaccine to register for your vaccination. Remember traveling somewhere? Anywhere? Yeah, let's get back to that.
Streaming only on Peacock, a new original comedy.
Me in a punk band?
We Are Lady Parts.
A confused mix of hash anthems and sour girl power.
You puked all over the front row.
Ew. We Are Lady Parts. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
Remember before COVID-19, when we could go to shows or celebrate in person or have family gatherings where the only worry was when someone was going to talk politics? Let's get back to that. Let's get vaccinated. COVID-19 vaccines are safe, effective, and free. Sure, we'll have to keep wearing masks for a while, but you know what? This is the start. Go to covid19.nj.gov/vaccine to register for your vaccination. Remember traveling somewhere? Anywhere? Yeah, let's get back to that.
The NBA playoffs are here, and you'll be in hoops heaven betting all the action on FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new users can get up to $1,000 back if your first bet doesn't win. Basketball fans, now is the perfect time to give FanDuel a shot. Just create your new account to bet the NBA playoffs risk-free, exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. 21 plus and present in New Jersey. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
ChristopherMedia.net. Sporty.
I got something for you guys that I waited, and it's so funny because it happens to relate to what we're talking about. Why, and this is why the NBA is struggling so bad now. In 1992, Olympians finally were able to play basketball with our pro athletes. And we assembled the best name possible, the Dream Team.
Yeah, we did.
Everybody, Rich knows fuck all about basketball and can name you starting players on that team.
It was like watching the Globetrotters.
Christian Laettner.
It was like the Globetrotters went to the Olympics. It was hilarious.
It really was. Now, 20 years later, the roster's released. Did you guys see the roster? Allow me to elaborate. This is who we're sending.
Is LB on it?
No.
I wouldn't think he would be unless he insisted. He's a little long in the tooth to be playing. I mean, whatever, but whatever. Go ahead. Sorry.
This is who the NBA is now sending to play for the United States in the Olympics. If he, being Rich, knows 5 of these people, I will be stunned. Kevin Durant.
Okay, there's one.
You know Damian Lillard?
Damian Lillard.
I know Matthew Lillard.
Yes, Damian Lillard.
You do, not Rich.
No, I don't. I know Matthew Lillard.
He's a Trailblazer.
Devin Booker.
I know him now.
Nope.
I didn't know him at the beginning of the season.
Rich still doesn't know him.
Yeah, well, Devin. No, that's. Nope, don't know him. I thought I got him and Boogie confused. So yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, Devin Booker is on the Suns, just so you know. Jason Tatum.
Yes.
Nope.
Bradley Beal.
Yes.
No.
He's my 5.
Do you
Zach
play?
LaVine.
Nope. Do you play real quick? Do you play fantasy basketball, Chris?
Yes.
Okay. See, I'd probably at least have a nodding acquaintance with some of these names if I did that. But yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Kevin Love.
Yes.
Draymond Green.
Yes. I've seen his dick. So yeah.
Oh, he's up to 3.
Bam Adebayo.
I was about to say Bam Margera. I'm like, damn, they are hard up. No, nope.
Chris Middleton.
Kate Middleton? No.
Chris.
No.
I thought I was done because I got my 5.
No, he was talking about me specifically.
Oh.
He said, when I say him, I mean Rich specifically. I figured he'd front load it so that I would be retarded on the back end. I'm just retarded through this whole thing. Keep going.
Drew Holiday.
No.
Jeremy Grant.
Is his name Drew? Is his nickname Drew Boogie?
No.
Okay, no. And then the other guy, no, I don't know.
Jeremy Grant is on the Pistons. That's funny.
Isn't it Jakeem Grant? Is that a different player?
It's actually Jeremy Grant, but I say Jeremy.
So is it the team?
That's the team.
Not exactly the Dream Team 2.0, but sure. Okay. Well, hey man, whatever. I mean, I'm sure.
This is the point. This is why the NBA has such a problem with LA Lakers being out. Now the fucking Brooklyn Nets are out. You know, all of their big, huge people are gone. People they've built up through the last few seasons that were superstars. This is who you're supposed to watch. This is our guys. This is the second coming of Michael and yada, yada, yada. And now you got a Olympic team where you, Rich, don't even know it's the starting five.
The NBA, I think what you're getting at is the NBA used to be more ubiquitous. Like, because the Dream Team was just a murderer's row. And this could be a murderer's row, but they don't have as high a profile as they used to.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the deal. To use me as, like, the baseline, you're setting the bar real low. I mean, just to be honest, when it comes to NBA shit.
When it comes to NBA, I use you because you don't follow much of anything in NBA.
As far as the NBA, yeah, that's right. Yeah, fair. But I'll be honest with you, you could probably read off the national teams in ice hockey that allow NBA and KHL or NBA, NHL, and KHL players in it.
I'd watch that
would
shit.
Be some shit.
Yeah,
bro, I sent you guys a video of Beast Mode out there fucking skating in the who was it with? Oh shit. He was playing hockey with somebody. He's like, he was actually doing all right on skates, man. I was like, you know what, dude? Go ahead, man. You just keep getting cooler and cooler in my book, Marshawn, but whatever, But
fucking white people everywhere yelling, no, they're on skates, shit.
I just love to see like other athletes try to play hockey because they talk so much shit and they just miss hockey until they go play it, and then they're like, oh God, these are real athletes. Yeah, motherfucker. You got to have excellent hand-eye coordination, basically be a fucking ballerina on the ice, endurance like a motherfucker. Need I keep going? You know what I'm saying? Go take a look at an NBA court and go take a look at a fucking hockey ring and tell me which one you want to fucking do suicides on.
Yeah, I've always said that hockey, you have to have the endurance of an NBA player and be able to take a beating like an NFL player. Like, it is not for the faint.
And the hand-eye coordination, be able to put a bat on a ball solidly and put it in the stands. Yeah. Because there's been a lot of fucking motherfuckers that didn't listen to their midget hockey coach, and they don't keep their head up coming through the neutral zone, and oh boy, do they get wrecked. And I'm just like, do they not that's hockey 101. If you got to watch your hands while you stick handle, get off the ice because you about to get run over, bro. You're gonna get fucking housed, period. They're gonna bank your ass. That's all there is to it. So get the fuck out.
See, Rich, in 92, if I say this, here's the 15 people that were on that team.
Hold on. Yep. Christian Laettner, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan. I was going to see if I could name them all.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Christian Laettner, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Scottie Pippen, shit. Now I'm drawing a blank. There you go. Still more than I got from this year's team.
Isaiah Thomas.
And here's the thing. No, he wasn't on it. He was kept off for Laettner. Jordan was like, you want me here? You ain't putting him on my team.
Yeah.
And yes, it was
right.
his team.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why they took Laettner. Yeah.
Because the Pistons walked off and didn't give him a handshake.
Even though Larry Bird, he was on the team. Even though Bird did the same thing, they did the same thing to Bird. Talking about the Bulls when they fucking lost to him, and fucking a couple seasons beforehand, no one said nothing then, but because that's King Michael, and we're Detroit, evil, horrible people. So, but yeah, no, I get your point, dude, and I appreciate the exercise and the memory muscles, but. Let's put an end to the information dump and get on to like something like.
Okay, well, hang on. In 92, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I count 2. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7.
Count these rocks, biatch.
Yeah.
11, 12 different teams in 92. 1, 2, 8 different teams this year.
Well, I mean, I know that the old heads will say that the 70s were the glory days, the gold era of the NBA. Maybe it's my bias. I would definitely say the 80s and 90s because, bro.
All sports, 80s and 90s.
Almost, I won't go all that far because baseball was sick when you had fucking Giants and Dodgers still in New York. That was, dude. There was, but my point is, regardless of the interruption, my point is every team had that guy that even if you just were the most casual of casual fans, you'd heard the name.
Mm-hmm.
I can't name you over one person on over half the teams in the NBA now. And this is why I kind of got fucking cagey with you about this shit, is because you keep going, it's because everybody sucks. And it's like, no, dude. It's because we have 10 million things to distract us now that we didn't before. I don't know about you. I grew up poor. I didn't have cable until the 90s. Okay? I wasn't watching SportsCenter until I'd already stopped shooting dog water and was firing fucking loaded rounds. Get my drift? Okay? So I still knew these fucking names. I could tell you who was, Clyde Drexler, Clyde the Glide, blah, blah, blah. I could tell you people's names. I can't tell you now.
Well, each team had their own marquee superstar. That's
exactly, and that's what seems to be missing. And that's what if the NBA was smart, they would take whoever is left, pick the most marketable person from each team, and push that motherfucker like there's no tomorrow. Even if you don't build a national following or a national brand off that player, if you raise his profile locally, you will put more asses in the seats, and that is the end all be all to these leagues. Period. End of story. Is revenue. They're not doing this because of the love of the sport. There's no, well, maybe Jerry Jones, but he's got more money than God apparently. But I mean, like, maybe Mark Cuban, Mike Ilitch near the end of his life was willing to just basically go, just take Little Caesars. Can I get a World Series, please? You know what I'm saying? Like, but those stand out because so many other owners are just like, am I going to turn a profit? Okay. And if you want to see an example of a team that doesn't turn a profit, who has a storied history in a league where you have a built-in fan base, New York Islanders. They were a beast team, man. 4 fucking cups in a row. I don't know how many times. I think at least there was 2 or 3 legitimate ownership changes in the 90s for that team. And 1 ownership change where the guy basically bullshitted his way into convincing them he was going to buy the team, and the NHL handed the Islanders to him, and he didn't pay shit to him. He finally ended up going to prison for it. I mean, like, clusterfuck city. Yep. Like, that's what you don't want. Who the fuck in the 90s, I know. Can either of you guys, who the fuck in the 90s was the Islanders' marquee player?
Mark Messier?
Damn it!
No. He was on the Rangers in Edmonton. And then later Vancouver.
In the 90s, the Islanders? I can't fucking know.
No.
Ziggy Palffy.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Who?
Exactly.
Ziggy Palffy, yeah.
Somewhere the one true hockey fan that listens to this show is like, yes! Yes! And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. They drafted Chara, but they traded him. But that is the team that drafted him in the 90s, so there you go. I guess technically you could say that's a superstar, but I think he played like maybe 30 games total in an Islanders uniform, if that. But that's what the NBA doesn't want. And the problem is now they're stuck between, we have teams that aren't marquee teams without marquee players who are making deep playoff runs. We can't tell our players shut up and dribble because that doesn't fly anymore. The days of the league being your boss are over with. I mean, to a certain extent. When it comes to social issues and speaking out, I think they pretty much have carte blanche to say what the fuck they want, no matter how many fans it drives away. And it does, because whether you like it or not, folks, half this country doesn't agree with you politically. And you better make your fucking peace with that, because I've seen you sloppy shits out there that are young try to play fucking pee-wee football, you ain't gonna last long in a war. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because there ain't no timeouts for your fucking trigger warnings and your feelings when you're getting your buddy's guts blown across your fucking face. Okay, and that's, I mean, look at the language that's used by some of these athletes. It's very incendiary. We're being hunted in the streets. Really? I live in a pretty white fucking area now. In fact, I joke and tell people you got to pay the white people tax to live out here. Everything costs more because, well, 99% of the population looks like me. But you know what I saw the other day? A man black as Wesley Snipes walking down the street in downtown Milford. No one was chasing him with a net. No one was chasing him with a gun. No one was trying to put him in a fucking cage. No one was trying to kill him. But yet we'll have NBA athletes come out and go, we're being hunted in the streets. You don't think that's going to turn people off? And then on top of that, you can't offer anybody anything better than what you have as far as the finals. Like you said, because they've been crying for parity in all these leagues for over a decade now. I've been hearing it since the mid 2000s in the NHL. How long have they been crying parity in the NFL? But let's be honest. Anytime fucking the Patriots were in the Super Bowl, the NFL was fucking rock hard because people were going to hate watch that team, and then they're also going to watch it because they're fans. You're going to get the best of both worlds.
Hey, Rich, let me ask you a question. And I'm being serious. Take away the millennial and all this bullshit, throw it out. Hey, Chris, you could jump in on this. What about talent? All right, in NFL and stuff, you don't have to be completely talented. You just got to be really fast. But in the NBA, you have to have talent, really good talent. Now, we talk about super teams. All right, in today's game, it's all about the, quote, super teams. But back in like a 92 in the 90s, we're talking, there was always two. You know, there's Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. There's John Stockton and Malone. There was always two, and then build that hard team around them, and everybody pitched in where they fit in. Today, I just don't see the same level of talent, the same drive to win from what they want to call a superstar.
I don't know about all
that they're lacking talent.
I don't know if it's lack of talent or it's the fact that as fucked up as the NCAA can be, that's where a lot of these guys were raw fucking athletic specimens coming out of high school, unless they had an amazing high school coach. Most guys would leave high school, go to college, put their little 2 years, 3 years, whatever in, and that's where they'd learn the finer points of the game. Now I don't know if that's there, man. This one and done shit. These guys are just like, let me put my time in so I can get the fuck out of here and go make money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many of them are dude. It's not. This is all sports. You can look and see a decimation of just fundamentals from decade to decade to decade, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Now it's like, the NHL. Now everybody's about dangles and stick handling and it's such a pretty goal and shit. They're not warriors anymore. They're ballerinas with sticks. Passing a puck and doing tricks with it. Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. You can get on TikTok and make a 10-minute or 10-second video of you fucking, juggling 3 different fucking pucks with one stick. But I don't want to watch that. I don't want to see that in the playoffs. If they have to make rules to keep people away from you so you could do your little showy bullshit, you're not playing hockey. I don't know what you're playing, but it ain't hockey. And that's one of the reasons I was like later for basketball almost 20 years ago now. Because I'm just like, you can see it. Dude, the most basic of situations, case in point, Fab Five, Weber calls the timeout. Holy shit. Big deal, right? He still hears about it 30 years later. What happened with the fucking the playoffs a few years ago with homeboy who didn't pass the ball because he didn't realize that they had time for another shot, and LeBron was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you don't hear his name too much anymore. JR, was it? Yeah.
JR.
Yeah,
J.R.
that's
Smith.
what I'm saying. Yeah, we have accepted having no basic understanding of the most basic parts of the game from the athletes that are supposedly at the highest levels in the entire world. Because oh, we want to see him posterize a motherfucker when he dunks on him. And we want to see the fucking taunting, and we want to see this, and we want to hear the post-game press conference. I'm not interested in all that. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I absolutely do. And I'm thinking of teams in the NBA right now who barely have one big name on their team. And funny enough, Atlanta Hawks comes to mind. I mean, they got, just that one guy. I could think of many teams where I could call out the team, and even Chris couldn't name a big time name on the roster right now.
And see, that's what I'm getting at. You might, because you play fantasy sports, or because you do your due diligence and actually research the podcast you do, which I don't. Not when it comes to basketball. Yeah, you guys might be able to name. Oh yeah, I recognize that name. I recognize that. Would you say he's a superstar in the league? Oh God, no. That once again, it goes back to no matter how shitty your team was, you had one guy on it when we were growing up. It seemed like everybody knew, and it wasn't just limited to basketball.
No,
I mean, who's besides some guy who came into this fucking season with hardly anyone knowing his name? Who's the superstar on the Miami Marlins? Exactly.
I still can't get over the fact they're Miami instead of Florida.
I get the feeling that's going to go back and forth over the next couple of decades. I might not be here to see it, but when it happens, pour a little bit out of your drink and be like, Rich. But yeah, I think it's going to be like the Phoenix Cardinals, and it's the Arizona Cardinals, and now they're going to go back to Phoenix, whatever. But yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, even when they get. If you're younger than us, the Yankees sucked during the 80s. Period. End of story. Like, horrible. The New York Mets ruled baseball in New York for that decade. New York Yankees had Don Mattingly, superstar. Okay. Mm-hmm. The Royals. Well, that's not fair. Royals won the World Series in 85. But even once they started stinking again, George Brett. Every team had that one guy you could name. Yep. And I can't believe that I live in a with people who are like basketball fans. Watch the games, follow the fucking college basketball, play the video games, all this shit. They're like, okay, that team sucks. I don't know who's on that team.
In the 90s, they had an arcade game called NBA Jam.
Yeah.
It had two people from each team that were all-stars. Each team had two people that you could play on that game. Pick any team you wanted, two people. You can't do that today.
I don't know, man. I don't know if, like I said, I think it's no one thing, and I know that human nature is we want to deconstruct everything and be reductionist to the point where we can just point to one thing and go, that's what's wrong. But that's not reality. Reality is it's a lot of things. It's there's no fundamentals. It's the fact that kids these days are being targeted as potential superstars younger and younger and younger. I just watched a documentary on sports agents the other night, like literally last night. They're going and talking to 12 and 13-year-old kids because college teams are scouting them. Like, agents are going and talking to 12 and 13-year-old kids, admitting this shit on camera. Not hiding their ID whatsoever. You're like, not voice changed in the shadows. None of that shit. None of that Henry Hill shit. Flat out. Here's my name. Here's my agency. Yes. First of all, that's illegal. Second of all, how's that going to fuck with a kid's head? You got a kid who's athletically gifted. Maybe he's fucking a foot and a half taller than everybody else and still growing all through high school. So he's going to be a giant. But you tell him that shit. You give them social media. You give them a million different distractions. What's going to happen, man? You're going to end up with players who they don't live and breathe basketball. Like there is a school of thought that that you want to be good at something, you got to put your 10,000 hours in. That's the baseline. To be competent to good at something, you need to put this many hours into it. Jordan gets cut from his basketball team in high school, goes home, shoots free throws for fucking 4 goddamn hours straight.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, that's a minuscule part of his entire game. But that's how important it was for him to elevate that part of his game. Now, like back in the day, we made fun of Shaq because Shaq didn't give a fuck about free throws. It was Hack-a-Shaq. Remember that? At the end of the game? Oh, you want to make sure they don't score? Foul Shaq. Send him to the line. Watch him send bricks up there left and right. But he stuck out, and it was something we made fun of him for because, dude, you're a fucking professional athlete. This is like a truck driver not knowing how to drive a gear shift, like a manual. Are you serious? Why are you in this job? But he was so dominant in other things. Now you got players in there, and it's like, where's the defense? What's his face? Homeboy that, oh, God damn it, brain fart. Homeboy on the fucking Golden State Warriors.
Steph Curry?
Yes, great shooter, whatever. Why is no one up in his face challenging him every time he gets the ball and starts heading to the fucking top of the key?
A lot of teams do. A lot of teams double team him too.
Is that why he's had a decline? Because I can tell you this, 5-6 years ago, they were bitching constantly on sports talk radio about, are they going to play defense against this man at some point? I mean, just get in his face and try to distract him or something. Seriously, what are you people doing? You can't give him a free shot. You know what's going to happen. So, I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. I think it's that. I think it's the world we're in. There's a million different distractions. You got guys tweeting from the bench, getting in trouble for it. They don't give a fuck. Dude, could you imagine Kirk Gibson dragging out, I mean, let's say we had smartphones in 84. Kirk Gibson in the dugout during the fucking Game 4 of the fucking World Series, dragging out his smartphone and tweeting some shit out in front of Sparky Anderson.
Sparky would have hit him with a bat. On national television.
Absolutely.
He would have hit he would have hit the phone out of his hand. He wouldn't have like hit Kurt in the head, but he probably would have taken the phone and like thrown it up in the air and like tried to fucking hit it and smashed it.
Absolutely.
Because George Brett would have definitely texted or tweeted about getting called out that time for the bat.
This is bullshit.
Well, the other thing too, you'd have Pete Rose checking the lines. Like, I don't know. I don't think that'd be good.
But I mean, like, seriously, I can't blame the younger generation for the world we've made for them to come up in. And when I say we, I mean, even if we didn't have a hand in it, happened on our watch, man. We let it get to this point.
Rich, I got to thank you because you've put something in perspective that when I thought about it, I just thought, kids didn't care that much about sports and weren't doing what it took to be the great ones. But you're 100% right, dude. Because I simultaneously watch everything with social media and the internet. Like you said, the distractions that have come up to the decline of the talent that you see in the NBA. I mean, we had the 90s and the Bulls and everything, but there were so many more people in the 90s. That's so many more different teams. And then it started to narrow. Then it started to narrow even more. And the NBA just tries to focus on specific, parts of their brand, not the whole thing. And then when I look at the whole thing, I'm like, well, that's why they're focusing, because there's nothing out here. And like you just said, it definitely has to do with the world and the way it is today. It's not just, maybe there was another Michael Jordan somewhere, but he got fucked up because people are visiting his home when he was 12 years old.
Yeah, filling his head full of bullshit. And what happens the first time these kids who've had this shit pumped in their heads and smoke blown up their ass, it doesn't go the way that they were told it was going to go. We see how well this generation reacts to not getting their way, folks. I mean, back in the day, it was, screw you guys, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? Now it's, I'm going to burn down your fucking town. Fuck you. Oh, you're going to elect someone we don't like? We're going to riot.
Yep.
Oh, you're going to fucking do something that we don't like, or you're going to fucking, support a politician? An owner's going to donate to a politician I don't like? Well, then I'm going to drag his name through the fucking mud, which you would have never had a million years ago.
Come on, Pookie, let's burn this motherfucker down.
Yes, absolutely. Dude, Lombardi had a fucking rule, okay? Now, granted, this is before free agency in the 70s, but this is how little bullshit these motherfuckers suffered back in the day compared to now. If a player walked in with an agent, he was cut or traded within 24 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say next day. Yep.
Do not come into Vince Lombardi's office to negotiate anything with an agent or a lawyer, because that's the end of your career in Green Bay. And as long as he's drawing breath, they never came back. Period. End of story. They didn't suffer this bullshit. Now we have to. Well, that's not right. They have the right to do that. Yeah, they got the right to do that. And the people who pay them also have the right to go, I'm not fucking re-upping your contract. I'm not picking up your extension. Yep. Take that titty bullshit to some team that's going to put up with this nonsense.
Rights go two ways. Yeah, they have the right to go, see you. You're no longer a professional football player, at least not for us.
I mean, I think one of the gut check moments for this country right now this summer, and it's not a big one because it is sports related, and ultimately, like I said, there's a million distractions, and then also we can't, squirrel, and then that's it. Forget it. You rattle your keys, and the whole country's lost whatever they were paying attention to. But I mean, you got trans athletes going to the Olympics now.
Yep.
You have a trans woman competing against biological women in weightlifting. Now, unfortunately, it's not a contact sport, so I can't see the blood, death, and destruction that I want to see. I'll just have to wait until the
Actually, I think you're going to, Rich.
Well,
because of the difference, because of the testosterone, and just the God-given or the
Move your
scientific...
Mic. Move your mic. Move your mic.
The scientific makeup of this person before they went trans, they're going to be able to lift a lot heavier weight. It's just going to be that way. Sorry, not sorry. That's just science.
This is a biological 40-year-old man.
Now, when that happens, it's going to push these other women to try to lift heavier and heavier weight. Now, when that happens, and they're not as scientifically strong, literally, and their bones can't take that much weight, it could crush them. Literally.
Oh, well, careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Half people. Mm-hmm. Literally half.
I've watched guys who are your size but rock solid brick shit houses in videos try to do fucking like powerlifting, and both their fucking elbows bend the wrong way 90 degrees when they get it over their head. I've seen people's knees explode. I've seen one person's leg just buckle. It just compound fractured both fibula and tibula in his lower leg trying to do a power lift.
Man, I think you guys are way over, and it's just you guys can't see the forest for the trees here. I know I'm putting on my social justice hat here. What's really going to happen is right now, this is it. I'm sure if you've been on social media, this is a great moment for trans athletes, right? Oh, this is a historical moment and this and that. When she goes there and fucking crushes everybody, and people finally go, "Hey, what the fuck? Wait a minute, this isn't cool." I mean, it's going to set that movement back a lot.
Yep. I don't care. This is what you fought for. This is what you wanted. You got what you want. I don't know what it's just like when Christians were, we need to allow religion back in school. And the Satanic Church was like, you're right, we do. Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. And dude, she ain't the only trans athlete. There's a BMX, there's a trans BMX chick who fucking has decided that if she medals, even though she's an alternate, so I don't even know if she's ever going to even fucking see any action over there. But if she medals, she said she's going to burn the American flag on the podium. Okay, that's your right. But the gut check for this country will come from what you said, Chris. If this trans woman goes in there and just absolutely decimates the competition, starts setting world records, comes out looking like Michael Phelps, just draped in fucking goddamn gold medals. I bet you some people, they might not say it out loud at first, but they're going to start rethinking how they look at this shit. And the other thing is, yeah, you got a right to burn that flag. Absolutely. Freedom of speech. 100%. I support it. But people like, I don't know, Brett Favre have a right to call you a piece of shit for doing it. And
go ahead.
That's it. That you may stop your fucking debate. It goes both ways. Freedom of speech isn't just freedom of speech you like, that makes you feel good. In fact, I'm pretty much of the belief that if you won't fight for speech you hate, you don't believe in free speech.
That's true.
I I'm going to take the Bill Hicks route. Personally, I don't believe in burning the American flag, but I think people are losing their fucking mind a little bit too much over it. Say, throw them in prison for life. No, that's ridiculous, dude. Okay? Absolutely stupid. Now, here's where it gets sticky. What happens, because in Japan, it's illegal to burn any symbol of any country in a disrespectful way, to treat their flag, their seal, whatever. It is against the law.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask, is like, that's cool, freedom of expression and all that, but guess what? You ain't going to be in America. Exactly. You're going to be in another country, and you're going to be subject to their laws. And guess what? Other countries' laws don't give a fuck about your feelings.
And I'm just going to say exactly what I said in the 90s when that dipshit kid went over to fucking Singapore and thought he was fucking Banksy or whatever for a minute and tried to spray paint a bunch of bullshit graffiti, and they were like, come here, asshole. And they caned his ass. I was like, well,
yeah.
You know what? We're the only country in the world that gives people fucking passes and goes, oh, they didn't know. I don't know any other country that does that. In fact, you go to other countries, they'll say the exact same thing.
It's real fucking quick.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse. They'll say the same thing to you, to the cop, when you're like, I didn't know it went from 55 to 35. Well, you got a ticket for 20 over. You know now. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Have a nice day. And by the way, Japan, fairly civilized society, I imagine. It's not China. So I don't imagine you're going to end up in some fucking human rights hell. But it ain't the American fucking justice system. I'm just going to let you know that. And over there, all your victimhood shit ain't going to play. It don't play. Look at their culture. Look at their fucking pop culture. Look at anime. They don't play this fucking, well, X amount of the population is this, so we have to have X amount of these people for representation. No. They do what the fuck they want to do. They don't care about Western civilization's opinion about it. So go on over there, Miss Alternate.
How are you going to play victim to Japan, the only country that had 2 fucking bombs dropped on them? It's the only country. Don't go over there and I'm a victim. I don't, dude, I want to be there when they try to say that shit. Because that's the funniest thing on the fucking planet.
Supposedly her reason for wanting to burn the American flag is because we elected Trump and we're killing trans children. Once again, hyperbolic language that serves nobody any good. We're not killing trans children. Trans children are killing themselves at a record clip because people are dumb enough to, you won't let your 5-year-old tell you what time they're going to go to bed or what they want for dinner, but you'll let them decide to start taking hormones and chop shit or add shit to their body. Then they get older and go, wait a minute, I'm all fucked up.
This isn't what I wanted. Why'd you let me do that?
Why'd you let me do this? Well, it's what you wanted.
I was 10 years old. How the fuck I know what I wanted? I still thought Jesus and then the Santa Claus guy was real.
At 5 years old, I started getting a pain in the back of my hand, and I thought Wolverine's claws were going to pop out. I thought I was going to turn into Wolverine. I was trans Wolverine.
Transferine?
Okay. Guess what? The pain went away. 2 seconds after I did, I was playing with my G.I. Joes and forgot about being Wolverine. So, whatever. I don't care anymore.
My dick is trans black. I'm going with that.
There you go. But I just don't care anymore. And here's the deal. I get your point. Yeah, there might be women dumb enough, like biological women, to try to push themselves and they'll injure themselves. Well, then you're stupid. I want it in contact sports. I am lobbying for this. I want trans men playing football against biological men. I want trans men playing full contact hockey against biological men because I want to be entertained. And if you're willing to die so I can be entertained, so fucking be it. I don't care anymore. I can't save you from yourself. If you're this stupid, go get fucked up. Period.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
I'm Dr. Meg Fisher. By getting fully vaccinated, you can protect yourself and others, enjoy more activities with family and friends, and help end this deadly pandemic. You need 2 doses of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine to get the best protection against COVID-19. You can get your second dose at any site in the state. Visit covid19.nj.gov/finder or call 855-568-0000 0545.
Some of the variants actually have a higher likelihood of being more infectious and even infecting younger people. So one of the ways to eliminate the variants is to actually get vaccinated.
Hear more from New Jersey doctors about COVID-19 at nj.gov/health/vaxfax. That's nj.gov/health/VAXFACTS.
Get insurance now. Call us to
Hold
find...
up, no jingles at NGM Insurance.
Why not?
That's not our thing.
All insurance companies need a jingle.
Our insurance speaks for itself, so we don't need gimmicks. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com for a quote.
Things I thought could never happen. Me in a punk band?
What?
We Are Lady Parts, a new original comedy streaming only on Peacock.
A confused mix of hash anthems and sour girl power. Syra, vocals. Aisha, drummer. Bisma, bassist. Mumtaz, band manager. And me, Amina, lead guitar.
You were really good until you puked all over the front row. Ew.
We Are Lady Parts, all episodes streaming now. Only on Peacock.
I'm a youth soccer coach, and I'm also a parent. I'm just thrilled that my daughter and her teammates are able to play the game that they love. And that's why I'm happy that a COVID vaccine was approved for kids 12 to 15 years old. Getting kids vaccinated now will get them ready for the next school year and get them back on the field safely. And get back to doing what we love to do.
To schedule an appointment, go to covid19.nj.gov/vaccine.
ChristopherMedia.net. Sporgy.
There's a reason all three of us will never fucking try out, even if they have open tryouts, for all of our favorite teams. Because we're 40-year-old, out of shape, gonna have a heart attack. That's the most peaceful way we're gonna die on that field, because if we get hit, we're gonna die slow and painfully. End of story. So I don't care anymore. I don't. To me, the big thing is this chick gets up there, burns the American flag. Does Japan go back on their own laws because it's us? Because it's a trans person? So in other words, we now have officially allowed it to be rules for thee, not for me. If we have officially crossed that, that's the next barrier. What we got past the 51% of this country, my feelings don't care about your facts. We're well into the land of that. The next barrier is, well, we're all equal, but some are more equal than others. And once again, they want to flip the pyramid upside down because first of all, they're not on the bottom of the pyramid. Go to some fucking shithole fucking third world country where they're literally drinking water out of the same fucking bucket they shit and piss in, and people are dying of starvation, or they're raping newborn babies because they think that cures AIDS, or whatever the fuck kind of weird shit they're into, and then come back here and tell me about how you're at the bottom of the pyramid in the world, because you're not. But they want to flip the pyramid. Here's the problem. The people at the top take the top of the pyramid and go ahead and flip it. And then they put the top of the pyramid on what used to be the bottom and go, now that's the top. Because the top is where we're at, and you're not welcome here. So fuck off. And until they learn that lesson, die for my amusement, motherfuckers. I don't care. I don't care. People are bound and determined to kill themselves, are going to do it. You cannot stop them. And to me, this is just a very long fucking way around the suicide for people. Sure. Yeah. Earl, without getting into detail, you got a couple health issues. If you told me you were going to go try out for a semi-pro football team and the average age of that football team is 23, 24, I would say, am I in your will? And it's been nice knowing you.
Yeah.
You're never...
Drink before I go.
Are your affairs in order? Your wife's going to be a widow soon. Yeah.
Yeah, you're either going to be dead or in a coma. Either way, we ain't talking anymore. So that's all there is to it. You're not surviving that, dude. I don't care how bad you were when you were younger. You're not going up against finely tuned people at the best shape they'll ever be in their life, coming with a 40-year-old man's fucking body and aches and pains and wear and tear. And just the same way, I don't give a fuck how much you repaint the house, how much you fucking put a new roof on, any cosmetic additions you do to the outside, you could still have a shit inside of your house. Just because you're trans and you now appear to be how you feel you are inside doesn't make it fucking so biologically. This is a point where people will argue these days. So I'm done arguing. Put them in the fucking league. Let them die. They will learn.
The clean and jerk world record for men is 150 pounds more than for a woman. Like this, she is going to fucking dominate the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. The only reason I care is because they're doing it at the childhood level.
I don't care about that anymore because I got told I was a fucking transphobe and racist and somehow I hate Jews or some shit. I don't know. Nazi. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let your kid die. I don't care. Then they said, you don't care about children. No. You don't get to have it both ways. Either I can fucking criticize parents who allow their 5-year-olds to transition, or I don't care about 5. And you tell me I can't do that, then I don't care. Let them fuck their kid up. Okay. I'm not going to be here to pick up the pieces. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm not so worried about the people that trans. Okay. If you're stupid enough to let your child make that decision at a very young age, that's on you. What I'm upset about, what gets me, is when you try to push that on everybody else's kids. And by that, I mean they have to now play in the same sport with that person. It's going to be unfair. It's going to be at least an ego crusher. I can't beat this person no matter what I do. You know, back to Michael Jordan. I go out, I dribble, I shoot free throws 4 hours, I fucking do everything I can. I can't match this person no matter what I do. Whereas they could have been the greatest player ever, they're not going to be because now they got beat by somebody who's genetically just superior.
I mean, whether we like it or not, the reality of evolution and how a species works is that tragically we fucking developed consciousness as a species. And so we're aware that we will die one day and it terrifies us all and we want to put it off as long as possible. Augmented humans is the way it's going to go. It's just a matter of time. I talk to Aaron on Unregimented. He'll tell you, and the Weedsman, both on Christopher Media Network. But yeah, he's dude. One of the first things the motherfucker told me when I met him was, "Can't wait for the singularity." And I'm like, "You're gonna be waiting a while, bro. You ain't high up on that list, dude. You ain't got enough money. It might happen in your lifetime, but it ain't gonna happen for you. Not unless you hit the lottery or got a rich uncle that you never knew about who really loves you." Because yeah, dude, it's augmenting ourselves, changing our DNA. We're already doing all that shit. We have DNA editors. It's called CRISPR. This isn't science fiction anymore. We're living in a science fiction novel. And so it's inevitable. The problem is we're lying to ourselves about it because in the name of fairness, we're creating an unfair, unlevel playing field. And there's going to be bumps and there's going to be deaths and there's going to be permanent injuries along the way. And we could put it to a stop right now. Right now, if the right person came out and told these fucking smooth brain assholes that trans man is going to die if we put him in the NFL, okay? He would have been a big woman. 5'10" in the NFL is a midget, okay? Do we even want to get into bone structure, density? Do we want to get into just build, period? The muscles that men use more than women, just how they're built biologically. All these things doesn't matter. So I can't care about it, dude. If it bothers you, I understand that. I can't care.
I don't think they've thought this all the way through, Rich. A lot of people sit and bitch about toxic masculinity and how it's killing the men and how literally it's damaging their brain with CTE and everything. And then these same people turn around and say, well, these transgender people should be able to play in the same sport as men. Okay, do you understand what you're trying to do? And it's just what you just said, Rich. These toxic masculinity men with thicker bone structures, with bigger muscles, are being hurt by playing this sport. What the fuck do you think they're going to do to that woman who is now a man?
Well, I mean, I'll say this. I saw the picture of the weightlifter And she's got my sympathy, because it must be horrible to to realize you have gender dysphoria. You finally fucking come out. You finally start living how you feel you should have been living all your life, and yet you look like 100-pound bag of smashed assholes.
Jesus.
That's both these, the BMX bitch and the weightlifting bitch. These are some ugly cunts we're talking about.
Yeah, they're males turning into women.
Well, the BMX bitch looks like Zelda from Pet Sematary, and it looks like she's been smoking meth because her teeth are all fucked up. She's just a fucked up looking person.
One thing I've learned in the last few years is if you're a trans whatever, if you're saying you're a trans woman, you were the opposite before. So saying if you're a trans man, you were a woman, or you were a woman before. So yeah, they were both dudes. Dudes aren't exactly aesthetically pleasing.
Well, bro, my ex-wife had a 5 head. That motherfucker's got a 12 head. Okay, that bitch, the trans weightlifting chick, her hairline starts farther back than LeBron James's.
So we'll tell you.
Okay,
if you didn't,
and LeBron James is used to.
I will tell you, if you didn't tell me about Laverne Cox, I'd be like, hey, what's going on? But that's Hollywood. That's a lot of surgery, a lot of makeup, all that stuff.
Yeah, and then when you meet her in real life, you realize,
oh, that's a
damn RuPaul.
That's a man. Yeah.
You're fucking 6'5", and your hands are bigger than my head. Ain't no woman built like
Played
that.
outside linebacker in high school, yeah.
Here's my question. Why does it have to be trans? Why do you have to get gender changed?
Because
whatever happened to China?
Wait,
or Nicole Bass?
What, just being a big manly bitch? Well, that's
just being a big manly bitch.
Well, that was steroids too with China.
Being a B3, a beastly built bitch. Yeah, well,
why can't that just be a thing?
Because that's not how they feel, man. It's not how they feel. If you don't understand that, stop trying, because you're just going to hurt yourself. Because I've tried, dude. I have friends. Bass player. Knew him for what? 12 years? Was there for me. My butt cheek to butt cheek, going through the bullshit that I was going through with my divorce, because he just went through a divorce. Came out as trans a couple years ago. Okay, so your name's no longer AJ. Your name's Lexi. You're a she now. Great. I'm sitting there talking to her, and, the only thing I'm saying is, God damn, man. Really? You had to put on heels? Now I'm the shortest former band member, because you were shorter than me. And I'm like, on top of it, and see? 12 years of knowing a person. You misgendered them. No, I didn't. I fucked up and almost said he. See, that's the bullshit. That's that fucking fake offense people take to shit that everybody goes, oh, concern. Fuck off. I got it wrong. Okay? Believe me, if you're a parent and your fucking 16-year-old kid comes home one day and goes, I'm no longer June, I'm Johnny. You can be the most supportive motherfucker in the world. You're going to call him a she at one point. You're going to slip up. It's going to happen. So fuck off with your fucking fake outrage. Fuck off with your fake offense. But even she couldn't explain to me that. She's like, God, no. I was like, really? You don't think trans men should play with biological men? No. And she's like, I played football for 3 years. I was a small dude. I took ass whoopings that would kill both my sisters. I'm like, okay. Now, granted, I mean, as all the naysayers are coming out and say, well, that's just anecdotal evidence. That's just one person. That's their lived experience. They're living their truth. Are you going to deny them their lived experience and their truth? Isn't this the language that you've forced us all to speak now? Isn't this the bullshit you've made us all accept? Now, all of a sudden, it's unacceptable? See, this is why you can't understand. If you don't get it, just let it go, bro. Just let it go.
I got to let it go because I don't get it. Why would you trade your gender and go to a sport that you're going to get embarrassed in instead of just being a beastly bad bitch and dominating the sport you want to play?
Because you're talking about, and I've been canceled fucking from way back. I was canceled in fucking grade school, so I don't give a fuck. But you're talking about people who don't want to realize the reality of the situation. Gender dysphoria is a mental condition. You look in the mirror and you don't see what you really are. You see what you want to be, okay? We have a friend who suffers from this. It doesn't manifest itself with his gender. It manifests itself with his weight. Think for a second, you know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay. He looks in the mirror and sees a 300-pound man every time he looks in the mirror. And he looks like he just got released from Auschwitz, okay? I mean, dude, you can't reason with people like that. And then we go, instead of going, you know what? You do have a disorder. The very last rung on the treatment ladder is transitioning. But we need to explore before we start chopping shit off and making shit permanent. Because this ain't Mr. Potato Head dicks. They don't pop off and pop back on. Once it's gone, okay? Titty implants, a little bit different. You can slap a pair of bolt-ons on a dude, and you can take a pair out of a dude. You could cut a chick's tits off. You could fucking give her fucking implants. But when you start fucking with your plumbing downstairs, that's permanent. At least right now, we haven't found a way to do it. But we can't have that conversation because the very people who are suffering from this disorder are dictating how we are to handle their disorder. That's like me walking into a cardiologist who's like, you're 2 seconds away from a heart attack, and I sit down, light up a cigarette, and pull out a fucking rack of ribs and tell him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, when I had this conversation last time with the person, I said that, be the baddest bitch, and they said, well, then what about the guys? They want to be the female. And I said, that's just unfair. I can't get it, Rich. There's no way, and you're right, I'm going to let it go because I can't comprehend in my head why you have to have that transition and be in with the guys playing, and you're going to get embarrassed at least and might get injured extremely bad or death at the worst. And then for the guys to go to the women's sports, I just flat out, it's not fair.
Well, once again,
I can't get it. I'm done. I can't do it.
As a society, we're obsessed with fairness and equality of outcome, and yet here they are, in the name of fairness and equality of outcome and equity, making an unfair playing field. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Nothing ever changes, dude. It just changes the fucking paint job on it. Yeah, it's still the same fucking shitty car, bro. It's just got an Earl Shives paint job on it. And I'm not talking about trans people, so don't think I'm dog whistling anybody. I'm talking about this is nothing new in society. This is nothing new for humans as a species. We go through this probably, every 50 to 100 years? Everything has a life cycle. Everything repeats in this world, okay? End of story. And in 100 years, the people who are breathing will look back and go, what cavemen they must have been, as they go get their new chrome arm installed.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I know you're bullshitting.
No, I'm just saying right now we're thinking of gender parts, and later they're going to be talking about the magic of the mechanical heart and how people are living 300 years. And
bro, you know what? That's what same. How I feel about this is how I feel about steroids. It's your body. You have every right to do what you want with your body, but other people do not. You do not have the right to insist other people agree with what you do. You can't use your rights to circumvent another person's rights.
To infringe on anything. That's right.
This country was founded on the right to be left the fuck alone. And we forgot that principle. And now this country is the right to tell everybody else how they have to fucking think. Because we're beyond how to live. And believe me, I'm starting to hear it. The cracks in the dam are showing. Water finds a way. I'm starting to hear these feminists. If a man looks at you and goes home and jerks off thinking about you, that's rape.
Well,
and I'm like, we're going, really?
Lock me up.
Throw away the key. I ain't afraid
I ain't afraid to fuck a man in his ass. What, you always been in the shower washing soap right down the crack of my hands?
I got these jokes. I'm fooling y'all.
Damn, nigga. Damn.
But no, man, it's for dead, all bullshit aside, I can't deal with it, man, because no one's having see, the whole trans thing would have went over much better if it wasn't the generation that we've told every fucking feeling and thought they have is 100% valid and more valid than anybody else's thoughts or feelings, because that's where the real fuckery starts. But we did, and so fucking be it. We have to deal with it. But if trans people come out and said, it is a, change the word disorder even, I don't know, a condition, whatever the fuck you want to call it that makes it pretty so it doesn't trigger your pansy bitch ass, okay? Pick the word. And this is how you treat this condition. And let the scientist lead the charge through the wall instead of a bunch of fucking assholes and douchebags on Twitter leading the charge through the wall, screaming about my feelings. I can't stress this enough. Yeah. Words are weapons. Words are violence. They're not violence. They can incite violence, but there's a big difference between my word just kicked your ass and I just convinced someone to kick your ass for me. Big difference there. The problem is that my feelings, I feel this way, and you have to accept it. It doesn't work. And just like with gay marriage in the early 2000s, gay marriage. Oh my God, the fucking uproar. Oh, marriage is a sacrament, it's a religious, blah, whatever the fuck. Okay? And they went, all right, cool. Completely butt-fucked and destroyed in 2000. In 4 years, they changed the term from gay marriage to marriage equality. And they put it on a bunch of fucking states' ballots in 2004. And guess the fuck what? It passed. And it wasn't too many years after that it's a federal law now. Anybody can get married to any other human being. Does not matter.
Right.
Because
and
why you stopped running with your fucking bullshit nonsense and trying to fist fuck a way of thinking into other people's lives and just said, it is what it is. If we're truly about equality, I should have the right to marry who I love. You're absolutely right. Even though I find it disgusting what you two do in the bedroom, I have no right to tell you not to do it. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, we do that with everything. And I mean everything. Everybody was like, forever, DARE, drug abuse resistant education, everything.
Drugs are really expensive.
Yeah.
They're horrible. Marijuana is a gateway drug and
all that
yada.
All that did for me was teach me what drugs looked like. I didn't know what shit looked like and was before. After that, I knew what shit looked like.
And then it just kept going, and then they were like, well, there's no medical reason to have marijuana. Okay, there's a medical reason to have marijuana. Okay, yes, well, I mean, it's not too bad. Okay, we'll just legalize it. Now throughout the country, marijuana is legal in many
Now everybody know Martina stuff is the bomb. And you gotta take the J bus, take it down to Third Stop. Yeah.
Well, dude, that's what I'm saying. That we love living lies. Most people would rather be happy living a lie than miserable knowing the truth. That's just human nature, man.
And all I'm saying is, when you watch somebody go through cancer and you give them marijuana and you see the difference, you change your stance on it. Now, when you go to your kid's football game or wrestling match and you're all about transgender equality, when that transgender guy grabs your transgender daughter in areas that anybody shouldn't be touching your daughter and then fucks her up real bad, trust me, you're going to change your mind on transgender equality.
You know what? Maybe not. I don't know anymore, and nor do I care. Because here's the deal. These people don't waste one fucking second of their life thinking about any of us. Believe me, their entire lives are obsessed with themselves. And that's not a trans thing. That's not a gay thing. That's not a straight thing. That's not a male thing. That's not a woman thing. That's a Western society thing. It's all about, what can I get right now?
Yep.
I want satisfaction right now. You go over into Eastern cultures, especially Asian cultures. Now, yeah, granted, especially Japan, dropping 2 nukes on them. Yeah, that'll kind of, I'm sorry, America, what were you saying? Yeah, you had a good idea there. Go ahead. Please don't drop any more bombs on us. What? You know what I'm saying? But take that away, dude, those cultures plan generations ahead. Like, that's how they look at shit. Their cultures, they come from a culture where they will sacrifice today for their kids tomorrow. The problem is that we're the last generation who really looks at shit that way. Because now it's like, well, wait a minute, I just got a divorce. What do you mean I got to take the kids this weekend? This hot piece of ass just swiped right on me. I got to go get some pussy. I can't watch my kid. Well, it ain't about your pussy. It ain't about your dick getting wet. It ain't about your pussy getting filled anymore. It's about those fucking kids. And do what everybody else did. Do what your parents did, you piece of shit. Sacrifice so your kids have a better life than you.
Yeah,
Period.
we could
End
be
of story.
Yeah, we could be woke in a day or two. Over in China, it takes a lifetime to, quote, get enlightened.
That's what in Western culture, we expect 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds to be at the height of their musical ability and powers. You go to Eastern culture, they look at you and go, get this child the fuck out of here. Come back when you got some hair on your balls, boy. No. They don't expect you to be a master of anything at that fucking young of an age. That's why we invented the term prodigies. For kids who are like that.
Wasn't wisdom something you acquired through time and age and experience?
Well, how often do you hear anyone talk about wisdom anymore? Wisdom is not valued. It's not. Dude, the shit we hold up as virtuous is anything but. We are, through the looking glass, totally into Orwellian doublespeak. The Patriot Act is the most unpatriotic thing this government's ever fucking passed. And it did it not all stealthy and behind the scenes like they did back in the day, because they figured out we're dumb enough that they just call it the Patriot Act, and 51% of this country goes, yay! And
Wheel, fucking gerbils. Patriot Act. I'm patriotic. I'm voting. Let me hit the wheel. Patriot.
The Affordable Care Act raised the price of fucking health care in this country even more to a more ridiculous point than it was before the fucking health care.
Allow them to spy on you just because they want to.
I mean, so why do we expect any different? I mean, it's just fine. You want to compete? You want to do this? You know what? Who am I to fucking tell you no? Because God knows if I get a fucking a terminal diagnosis, I want to be free to walk out my backyard, pet my cat one last time, blow my fucking head off. So you want to fucking take a longer route to commit suicide? You know what? Knock yourself out. More power to you. You're free white and over 21. Have a good time. Or excuse me, free American and over 21.
Oh. You equate being American with being white?
Well, isn't because we're hunting POCs in the streets. I mean, didn't you bag your limit on your fucking current?
Well, I do got an appointment soon to go on my daily hunt, so.
Yeah. I didn't get fucking license. I'm
all right. Look, well, we have a hard out today, and Chris has to be out, but I do want to bring this up. Fuck ESPN Plus. I don't know what the fuck I'm paying for. I can't watch any fucking baseball games, can't watch any fucking hockey games. Every time I hit watch live sports on any sport I want, it kicks me over to fucking MLB TV or NHL Center Ice and tells me I got to pay fucking $25 to $50 a month on top of the $6 I'm paying ESPN for the shit that they're airing on their fucking cable station as I'm talking. And I'm just like, what is the point of this then?
Well, because tonight at 6 o'clock you get to watch the NBA Finals or playoffs.
What is the fucking point of this again? I don't understand. Is it like, no, for real? Help me understand, because you both have had it at one point. I don't know if you still have it.
No, I never had it. It's quote unquote bonus content.
Right. I thought I was going to be able to watch. I understood they're going to black out all the local market shit because, fuck me, of course. And I understood that, but I'm like, shit, the Tigers ain't worth watching anyways right now. So what the fuck? Let me watch some good teams. Can't do that.
No, you can't. It's not ESPN on demand. It's ESPN Plus. It's extra stuff. It's the talking heads. It's what they're running now on their shows.
Yeah.
It seems like, I mean, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of, if you're into fantasy sports, like you could get lost in the stat garbage pile they got on their fucking page with all the extra shit. Because I did I forgot. I already have an ESPN account from our fantasy league, so I logged in. It was like, oh, I already have an account. Don't have to make one, so I just added ESPN Plus. They took $6. 2 days later, I was like, bitch, are you kidding me? Give me my fucking $6 back. What the fuck am I paying for this? But all I can see that would make it worth it is maybe if I played a lot of fantasy sports, I get a lot of extra shit and like insight and talking points and compare it. Like I can put up 5 players and say, which player should I start versus putting up 2 players going, which player should I start? To me, that ain't worth $6 a month. I don't understand. What is the point of this?
Because Disney makes more money. The point is cable subscriptions are dwindling, so it's a way to make more money.
Fair enough. I mean, it was more of a rhetorical question, but I mean, I know ultimately why they're doing it, because it's putting money in their pockets. If it was costing them money, they wouldn't do it. But Rich, they would find a way out quickly.
I remember when it first came out, I had, like, you were literally spouting off my internal dialogue, like just reviewing all of the stuff it had. Not for $6 a month. No, this ain't $6 worth of if this was 99 cents a month, fucking, I'd sign up for reoccurring and never cancel it. You know, $6 a month? No.
And then they try to, this isn't sports related, but shit, half this show ain't been. Well, technically it is in the context of sports. We talked about some issues, but yeah. Like, what is it? You know, you fucking, they think they're going to get what? During fantasy football season, 6 months of people paying $6. It's like, you're being penny wise and dollar foolish, man. You could have people who would, like you just said, sign up and never fucking cancel for $1 or $2 a month. What? Go for the long con.
But also, Rich, it's what you just found out also. You pay the $6, but then you can buy the package and watch any NFL game you want, or any NBA game you want, or any NHL game you want.
I can do that without paying ESPN $6 for the pleasure of kicking me over to NFL Sunday Ticket or Center Ice. I can just type into Google Center Ice and boom.
But that's just watching the game. ESPN Plus is going to tell you all the stats and everything else going on in the sports world. Any major trades, any major breaking news, the latest LeBron James quote.
I have a lot of fucking free websites that do all that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Be honest with you, most of them, the UI, the user interface, is actually better than fucking ESPN. I will say this. ESPN was like, would you like to add Hulu and Disney Plus for just... No, I wouldn't.
No, not.
Not to where you notice.
I seriously feel like ESPN Plus is there just to get your foot in the door. It's like the Fisher-Price starter kit for streaming. And then they fucking start trying to, well, if you get the Center Ice package, you can watch all the hockey games you want. Well, that's what you told me I could do with the fucking ESPN Plus. Oh, no, technically it's like, what, one game a week? And it's probably like, you know, I don't know. It'll be like the Seattle Kraken versus the fucking Coyotes next season. Nobody cares about that fucking game, man. Nobody. All right? Period. The Golden Knight, the Kraken ain't going to do what the Golden Knights are doing and have done since their inception. If it happens again, I will be happy to come on here and be wrong. But that is a fluke to where an expansion team ends up going to the Stanley Cup Finals in the first year of existence. I don't think it's ever happened unless a league was merged, that a team who's literally its first year in the league has went to a championship game or series. So, yeah, I just don't see, I'm like, this is a waste of my money. So, yeah, they ain't getting more than $6 from me, and I'm pissed. Like, if I ever run into whoever runs Disney, I'm kicking $6 worth out their ass.
You heard him, Bob Iger. He's coming for you. Better have $6.
In the spirit of hard out,
$2. I want my $2.
Aaron Rodgers is all the rage in the NFL right now. Everybody's like, he's in, he's out, he's not in, he's not out. I don't know. Is he in or out?
He's in. Training camp starts in like fucking 2 weeks. He's in.
He already missed mandatory minicamp.
Yeah, and he's Aaron Rodgers. It's gonna be like, oh, what is your fine? I got that in the console of my Jeep.
Because I remember the year the Giants spoiled the Patriots' perfect season. They went 18-1. Strahan was talking about it afterwards, and he goes, "Yeah, I skipped fucking preseason. They fined me $200,000, best $200,000 I ever spent." He didn't even flinch. He's like, "You want $200,000? Keep it."
This is a dream off season that you never get.
Mm-hmm. If it's working for him, more power to him, I guess.
He wants out. Bad.
I know he wants out. And I don't understand, like, if he doesn't want to be there, why the fuck is Green Bay not doing their best to accommodate him? Because you really think he's going to fucking go out there and...
Because they don't want to trade him.
You've met another male before? It sounds like a public dick measuring contest.
What I'm saying is, do you really want to fucking put your franchise in the hands of a guy who's out there like he don't give a fuck? That's ultimately is what I'm saying.
Some guys do, man. Some guys will be that maverick. Like, yeah, fuck him, fuck you, fuck fuck me, fuck you. You know, there are those guys out there.
I think they learned their lesson with Brett Favre. We traded him when we thought he was past his due date, and they got fucked.
But didn't Rodgers just get paid like 2 seasons ago? He don't give a fuck. He just ride off into the sunset with his cock and Shailene Woodley on a big old pile of money.
You know, not to get too National Enquirer here about it, but yeah, that's the other thing. All the fucking scuttlebutt I hear through the grapevine about this situation with him is he's very susceptible to whoever he's in a relationship with calling the shots, which is amazing to me. You're Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers can't tell his bitch to shut the fuck up, who the fuck can? You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn, what, you got to be Brad Pitt?
Well, I mean,
bitch, why don't you try shutting the fuck up for a little bit?
Well, that's kind of like a common thing with leaders. Like, a lot of them, like, they're in charge at work, they ain't in charge at home. Or if you're in charge at home, you ain't in charge at work. It's just kind of like a human being thing.
I don't know. I guess. I mean, I personally, I don't give a fuck.
With Giselle, he's at in charge on the field, but when he gets home, Giselle's like, but he has all these concussions. Shut up.
Well, too, also, technically, isn't Giselle the breadwinner in that household?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe before.
No, bro. She's worth $500 million.
Dude, yeah, she has a clothing line, Ice. You ever hear all these women who out of nowhere are fucking loaded? It's from that shit. That's why Kylie Jenner's a billionaire, or whichever one. One of them motherfuckers, not even 25 yet, Jenner's is a billionaire because she has a makeup line.
Dude, this is no bullshit. That woman was world known. She broke, like, worldwide. She broke in the U.S. last.
Oh, Giselle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was like the supermodel of the world for a minute.
Yeah, and then she became a big thing here in America. When you're cracking America's economy last, you know what I'm saying? And you're at that point, you don't need America's money. You'll just take it. Yeah, you've done pretty well for yourself, I'm saying.
Brady was like, sorry, Bridget Moynihan, I gotta go. I got the world's best pussy.
Okay, so I gotta know,
Tom Brady.
With you guys, do you want to be Tom Brady or JV?
Oh, I knew you were gonna say my answer was gonna be Justin Verlander, no matter what you said. Oh, Justin Verlander all fucking day.
I mean, are we talking because of who they're married to?
Yes.
Verlander. Giselle's all, I mean, look, Giselle is okay. Sorry, bear with me, folks. There's 2 things I got to explain. 1 to 10 scale is bullshit. It doesn't work. It should be 1 to 30. 1 to 10 is your ugly bitch scale. You can be a hot, ugly bitch, but not be beautiful or gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? The 11 to 20 is that's your average looking chick scale. That's a really hot average. That's she's work hot type scale. And then 21 to 30 is like top shelf pussy we'll never even get a chance to sniff. You know what I'm saying? So to me, she's in the 20s somewhere because she's not classically beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Upton?
No.
Oh yeah, no. Giselle looks weird, especially now that she's getting old. She's starting to look weird.
Yeah, like she's still hot, but she's not like Charlize Theron or something. She's not like, oh my god.
Kate Upton's just gonna chub up, but she's still gonna be hot. That's what I see happening to her.
A couple of us. Well, a couple of us don't mind that.
I'm just saying, you can just tell by looking at her.
Oh yeah,
she's gonna put on some LBs when she gets older, but she's still gonna look like that. She's still gonna have the same face. Her tits are just gonna be bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was married to one. I know. I know how it turns out. I know the end game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, online, I'm looking at Giselle and Kate Upton. That's a hard one, y'all.
Not for me. I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. I'm not kicking either out of bed for eating crackers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not happening. But if I had my choice, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with Kate Upton. But then if I really had my choice, I'm going to go with Kate Upton when she was doing that fucking Dougie dance in that video in the bikini. But that was like 6 years ago. She was probably like 19, 20 at that point. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her after JV's had her. I've seen the leaked photos. I mean, I'm pretty much JV. You're a tall, skinny motherfucker. You're not holding it down for the team, dude. Bro, that's an average size cock you got, dude, and you got kind of a womanly ass too. Don't let her take pictures of you.
You think he cares?
This is what I'm getting at.
He's wiping Kate Upton's pussy juice off his lips right now. He's getting ready for a big game.
I know he doesn't care, but bro, all the money in the world and the hottest chick that you can fucking imagine in the world ain't gonna make your dick any bigger, and it ain't gonna make your ass look any less fucking rapeable in prison. So I'm just saying, but okay, since we're going down this road and we got a few minutes, fuck it. Okay. Giselle or Danica Patrick?
Oh, Danica Patrick.
Danica's got some angles that do and don't work for her.
She's kind of too.
I've made a call. I'm going to go with Kate Upton too. The problem. She
wasn't a choice.
No, the first one she was. The problem with Giselle is her body is too long. She's
got giraffe neck.
Oh. Well, it's not just her neck. The spot between her pelvic bone and her tits is long as fuck.
See, this is why she dates like professional athletes who are like 6'4", 6'5". Like I've never. Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, you could probably. Yeah, I mean, you would never get her, but I mean, like, as far as height wise, yeah, you're in the wheelhouse. Yeah, I mean, you're in like me. Like, if you ever see a short guy with a real tall bitch, homeboy is either packing, like Kevin Hart packing. That little motherfucker's apparently got a goddamn fucking third leg in his pants, according to most comedians that I've heard that have seen it. Or you got money. And if you don't have either of those two, you got to be the most confident, cocksure motherfucker to ever walk this goddamn planet. Because it takes an act of God for a woman taller than you to want to be in a relationship with you.
That's my theory about Ben Affleck. He's got to be either hung or he just knew how to put it to J-Lo because he got the callback 17 years later. You don't get the callback 17 years later if you're not doing one of those two things.
And as real quick to keep that sports related, what's funny is Alex Rodriguez is now banging the chick Ben Affleck dumped to get back with Jennifer Lopez. By the way, look her up. She ain't nowhere near Jennifer Lopez. I am like, Ben, really? Bro. Like, you had Jennifer Garner. You had Jennifer Lopez. Like, Ben Affleck, he's not fucking Jeter, but his team photo is fairly strong. And I'm like, did you lose a bet? Were you lonely? What? Like,
or but you know what? That rule also applies to her. Like, her vagina must have independent lip control, or she must do all the dirty shit that his other shits won't do. Because he just ran back. He just ran back after 17 years. Dropped somebody half her age. Be like, yep, I want that 50-year-old pussy.
Hey, man.
After looking at all the pictures, I now see why Tom Brady is with Giselle. It's her ass.
If the pictures are from 2004, sure.
It's her ass, dude. Think about it. He spends his whole career behind some fat, ugly, 12 sandwich eating motherfucker putting his hands between his fucking ass cheeks. Giselle has a beautiful ass. An amazing ass.
That's a good note to end the show on. Giselle has a beautiful ass. Period.
Oh, God.
What do you do on Facebook? You like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Sporgy Podcast. Email.
Well, if you're me, you get banned on Facebook.
Yeah, right? Sporgy at ChristopherMedia.net is the email. Go to ChristopherMedia.net. Hit the PayPal button. Hit the Amazon banner. That helps us out, and you don't have to pay anything extra unless you want to. That's PayPal. And wherever you listen to us, which now includes YouTube, please rate us and review us. Help people to find the show and dig it. So if you dig it, let other people know. Only 5-star ratings, please. And thank you. Other than that, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
All right, later, guys.
Peace out, y'all.
Streaming only on Peacock, a new original comedy.
Me in a punk band?
We Are Lady Parts.
A confused mix of hash anthems and sour girl power.
You puked all over the front row.
Ew. We Are Lady Parts. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
I'm Dr. Meg Fisher. By getting fully vaccinated, you can protect yourself and others, enjoy more activities with family and friends, and help end this deadly pandemic. You need 2 doses of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine to get the best protection against COVID-19. You can get your second dose at any site in the state. Visit covid19.nj.gov/finder or call 855-568-0545.
Remember before COVID-19, when we could go to shows or celebrate in person or have family gatherings where the only worry was when someone was going to talk politics? Let's get back to that. Let's get vaccinated. COVID-19 vaccines are safe, effective, and free. Sure, we'll have to keep wearing masks for a while, but you know what? This is the start. Go to covid19.nj.gov/vaccine to register for your vaccination. Remember traveling somewhere? Anywhere? Yeah, let's get back to that.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.